It's February 5th, 2015. I just finished describing what happened with Robin Bechtold. One thing that I would add is one thing that did come up, which I asked him about, was I did ask him, I said, why are you or I either asked him or he brought it up, why he was asking me to say yes or no. To and the way he said it was sort of in an interrogation style. Like, for example, if someone's asking you questions in an interrogation, you might say, did you ever meet her before 1977? You have to say yes or no. Were you alone with him? How long were you alone with him? Did you take any drugs when you were with so-and-so in 1977? And what was his relationship to you at that time? Was it romantic? How old are you? Are you, or, not how old are you, would they say something like, are you 40 years old? Is your hair red? Do you know anyone who has used cocaine? Have you ever used cocaine? It was kind of like this methodical kind of questioning. And I think I asked, I said, why are you asking me like this? And actually he started pressuring me. He said, say yes or no. That's how it came up. And I wasn't able to really say one way or the other because I was feeling so weird about the whole thing. And then he said, we learned this, and then he made an excuse for it. It actually had to do with things that the United States government had done with me, in forcing me to go along with them and agree with them and be agreeable, or else get hurt. But the way that he put it, in the framework that he gave it, he specifically said out loud, he said, we had to do sexual awareness, had to have a sexual awareness class in college to learn how to get permission before having sex with, before doing anything with anyone. And I think I interjected at that time, I'm not having sex with you. But then eventually he led up to that. And but his excuse for why he was using that kind of questioning was that it was part of sexual harassment and sexual awareness, getting permission or consent, sensitivity training that he said that he had at Claremont McKenna, his college. I think it was at Claremont McKenna. I don't think it was at the law school. And so I thought it was so it was framed in that kind of a framework, which made me think, had my thought go to some kind of a class that had something to do with sensitivity training. And yet, in reality, he was actually almost using this quote-unquote sensitivity training as an excuse for why he was using government programming kinds of language that the government had used on me when I was a kid to facilitate raping me. And then he was using this to make it sound like I was consenting to everything as well. So he was pulling all of the government stops, basically. And if anyone on the outside saw a recording of it and just heard everything, they would probably think he was completely innocent. They would think that I had never been raped. And that seemed to be the motive of what these government individuals had been doing to me. They were raping me repeatedly as a kid, and then programming me to make it sound, to have responses that would make it enable them to rape me when I was an adult, and let them get away with it, and make it sound like I was going along with it when I really wasn't. And I'm not sure if his idea of saying the sensitivity training was the excuse for it. I'm not sure if that was just his idea for cover, or if possibly somewhere along the way the United States government knew about some schools that already did do that kind of, or places that did that kind of sensitivity quote unquote training, and they tried to use it or combined it with like an idea of interrogation, or making me go along with something, and then kind of tried to switch it up, and then thought, well, when she's older, we'll just say we'll have someone do the same thing to her, and then say it's sensitivity training. Questions not, the government programming, and torture if you don't agree with us kind of thing. So that was another aspect that I just wanted to mention because it did come up, and it was another factor in why it made me feel more defenseless, I guess. And I think why it is possibly also why I had a feeling that he had a gun with him, because it was under those kinds of conditions, often when I was a kid, that someone was holding a gun to my head. Can I do this? Can I do this? Do you want me to do this? With the gun to my head, and I'm supposed to say yes, or I'm supposed to be agreeable and just go along with it. Yeah, whatever you want. So there were several things that Robin did that looked kind of innocuous and maybe like, oh, he's even trying to be a good guy. But no, he's not trying to be a good guy. He's in my book and from my experience, he's a very bad person. He's very shrewd about it, and you just never ever expect. He can act so nice and happy and like the least person you think would do something like that. And he's extremely passive aggressive. And anyway, in this next video clip that I make, I will be talking about one of his family's friends, because when I then started to get upset about what was happening to me again with these government employees, and I decided to report it. A series of bad things occurred, and I got set up to, and then the person that was in position is like this sleeper agent who was just ready to go and cover for all these government people, was Detective Brian Gross, and he knew the Bechtold family. So there was definitely a conflict of interest with him being in the position he was in. And I will talk about that the next time that I make video clips about this.